What up, folks? It's the man Anggeon, Double G, hitting you with a brand spanking new top 10. That's right, today we're gonna hop into 10 of the most underrated diss songs. Man, there's been a lot of diss songs. The Nicki Minaj, whoa, the Megan Stallion, hold on, the Lotto and the Ice Spice stuff. There's a lot of hip hop beef going on right now in the mainstream, and it got me thinking, yo, what's some underrated hits from my time and your time, if you're familiar, that were kind of under the radar, maybe to me. If you think they're a hit, let me know in the comments below. Before we go any further, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this. Go ahead and share it with your folks too, if you know they're gonna like it. Go ahead. All right, cool. Let's hop right into this. We're gonna start right at number 10 with number 1, coming from Nelly. Yo, this joint is way back from 2002, 2003. Yo, he got into it with KRS-One. He had a line in there. He says, hey yo, I'm tired of people judging what's real hip hop. Half of the time it be the niggas who fucking album flop. You know, the boat didn't sink before it even left the dock. He was taking shots at KRS-One, allegedly. Because in a couple of interviews, he said that he wasn't really shooting or aiming towards KRS because he's a legend. But KRS did say some stuff about people being too poppy in their raps. Around the same time, Nelly was pretty much the main person on the radio. Anyway, that's Nelly coming in at number 10 versus KRS-One on this underrated diss song. He took a shot at KRS-One. I don't care what nobody say. That's number 1, but that's number 10 on the list. Yo, we're gonna slide right into this next one. Number 9, coming from a classic album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Yo, 1998 brought us so many greats and classic albums, but this one, Lauryn Hill, she's going straight at Wyclef. And this song is called Lost Ones. If you're not familiar, yeah, go ahead and hit me in the comments and let me know what you think about Lost Ones, if you already know where I'm going with this. At the beginning of the song, right at the top, she says, it's funny how money changes situations. Mixed communication leads to complication. And that's a straight and direct line that's aimed for her ex-Ben and co-member of the group of the Fugees, Mr. Wyclef Jean. He was in interviews and stuff like that, had a little gripe toward Lauren as they were both at the peak of their stardom and celebrity. But also the fact is, Lauren started dating one of the Marleys, one of Bob Marley's people, and I don't know if Wyclef was too happy about that. Anyway, that was Lost Ones by Lauryn Hill. That's number 9 on my list. We're gonna slide into number 8. Number 8 is coming from one of my favorite groups. This is Bone Thugs-n-Harmony. Yo, this one is called You Ain't Bone, and it's from the 1997 album Art of War. Now, this was a double album. The whole album is full of tracks that are dissing who they thought were their clones, which was Do or Die, coming out of Chicago, Twista, coming out of Chicago, the Speed Knot Mobsters, which were also affiliated with Twista, and also 3 6 Mafia. Bone had big beef with 3 6 Mafia. I don't know if you saw that versus, but
hey, before we even get started, you ugly motherfuckers ain't finna be mocking me while I'm on motherfucking stage. Like, straight the fuck up.
Nigga, suck my dick.
And gangsta boo,
Suck my dick. What the fuck?
you a hater. Busy ball, you a hater. You mustn't take your pills. You weirdo ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you, bitch.
20 years of beef, it finally boiled and popped right there when Busy Bone threw the microphone at them. He looked pretty sassy. That's my nigga, but he looked pretty sassy. Anyway, You Ain't Bone. One of my favorite lines in there is actually when it's actually in the beginning. Busy Bone, it starts off with a little bit of lightning and thunder, kind of like, oh shit, what's going on right here? But Busy, he says, my niggas a hustle to pay the judge. Got you when I spot you, I should pop you. Even if the boss was telling me not to, but I won't stop until he gets shot. When they get to the hospital, they're gonna shot too. God, that part sounds so fucking sick, man. I missed a couple words, but Busy, man, he goes off. Lazy also has a couple like direct lines towards the other groups that they were going at. He's like, Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, them niggas go platinum every time. I'm ready to ride, which was some Do or Die stuff. They had a song called Do You Wanna Ride? Do you wanna ride in the backseat of the caddy? Toss him up a do or die. Lazy Bone, he goes off, and then he also says another one, toss him in the trunk of the caddy on the way to the rodeo, killing all my carbon copies. Now, on the way, toss him in the trunk of the caddy, that's a reference to a Do or Die song that came out in the late 90s. Then Lazy also makes that reference to Rodeo, which was from Crucial Conflict. Now, they were another group that sounded like Bone. And back then, contrary to now and to these days in hip hop, it was not cool to bite somebody else's style, to be like a carbon copy of someone else's style. Now people might think it's cool, but hey, back then it wasn't really cool, and it could get you into some pretty deep beats. Pause. Anyway, that is number 8, Bone. I spent too much time on it. You Ain't Bone. That's one of my favorite joints. Go listen to that if you haven't heard it before. We're gonna continue counting down on this most underrated hip-hop disses. Alright, man, we're gonna slide into number 7. Number 7. This one is coming from 2004, man. Can you believe 20 years ago? Happy New Year, by the way, because Happy New Year, man. I don't think I said it since last year. Happy New Year. Yo, Young Buck, T.I., Ludacris. Now, I don't really care for Young Buck's part. This song is called Stomp. It's one of the G Unit joints that popped off, like I said, 20 years ago. T.I. and Ludacris both coming out of Atlanta. They were shooting shots at each other. And boy, for me, I'm more of a fan of Ludacris because, I don't know, he's just doper than me. But back then when the song came out, I was in high school. I did not like T.I., y'all. I hated his voice. I liked a couple of his songs because they were produced by the Neptunes and stuff, and one joint by David Banner. But anyway, besides that, T.I., he comes off in one of his verses. Well, in his verse, he takes a little shot at Ludacris. He says, "Real niggas see the difference between you and this. Me getting the beat down, nigga, that's Ludacris." Alright, but Ludacris, he has a couple lines. He says, "So pimpin' be easy, quit catching feelings, cause you worth a couple $100,000 and I'm worth a couple million." But $100,000 was the name of Grand Hustle is the name of T.I.'s record label back in the day. But anyway, Ludacris continues on. He says, "Nobody thinking about you, plus your beef ain't legit, so please stay off the T.I.P. of my dear." But anyway, yeah, that's Ludacris. I like this part a little bit more, and plus he closes off the song, so it kind of stings a little bit more. Anyway, they had a little thing going on for a little while, but they squashed it. Some Atlanta stuff. Yeah, that was number 7. Young Buck, T.I., Ludacris with Stump. We're gonna hop into number 6 with Dipset. Take 'em to church. Now this joint, it has some disses towards Mace. Cameron opens up the track, but when it really heats up is when Uncasa comes in and he says, "I would welcome him this, welcome him that. He wasn't welcome in the first place. I would welcome him back. Give me the Mac, welcome with that. Leave Mr. Rogers' brains on the side of the trolley tracks." Something like that. But I thought that was so hard when I heard that in high school. I'm like, damn, this nigga just dissed Mace, because Mace went into being a pastor, and in this song they were calling him out for being a scam artist, scamming people for their money as a pastor preacher down in Atlanta. He left the rap game, then he came back for a little bit. He said he had a song called Welcome Back, so that's what that's referencing in the beginning. But Cam keeps going, man, and yo, they got a couple bars up in there. I really like that song. That's one of my favorite songs by Dipset. I really didn't like Dipset in high school, but I could fuck with a little bit of Cameron a little bit more than I did back in the day. Welcome to this, welcome to that. Yo, man, that part is so hard. But anyway, we're gonna slide into what's this, number 5? We're midway there. Number 5, we're gonna say what's up to Queen B, the old Queen B. I'm talking about Lil Kim, yo. Came Back For You back in 2004. Now this one was off her La Bella Mafia album. This joint had some buck. She was shooting some shots at Eve. Man, she started it off. She was already going for it when she started off talking about, "I got rid of the pits and put rats by the door," saying that she got rid of the pit bulls, which Eve was known as the pit bull of hip hop, the lady pit bull of hip hop. Lil Kim's like, "I got rid of those pit bulls and I put some Rottweilers by the door instead." And she goes off again, man. She's talking about, I gave a few passes, but I never forget. It's enough I gotta put up with this Doodoo Brown chick, which is a shot at Foxy Brown, who is also a fellow New York MC. Man, they had some crazy beef back in the day, but I really love this song. It's produced by Kanye West, by the way. Man, and she also says this other part where she's like, "Even being number 2, your chances are slim," because Eve had this song out at the time, produced by Dr. Dre, featuring Gwen Stefani, which I mentioned on one of my lists last time. But anyway, let me blow your mind. Eve is taking some shots at Lil Kim, but Lil Kim is replying right here. She's telling her, even being number 2, which was Eve's song, only reached number 2 on the charts. It never made it to number 1. And Kim decided to throw that in her face, man. She's like, "Cause when God made Adam, he should have made Kim." That shit is so fucking hard, especially over the Kanye beat, man. Anyway, we're gonna go and hop into number 4, but before we do, go ahead and hit the like and hit the subscribe, because this shit is fucking fire. That's Lil Kim, Came Back For You. Go check that joint out. It is fucking fire. We're gonna hit number 4. Number 4 is Corrupt and Exhibit. This is a West Coast banger. This is actually the beef between DMX and Corrupt. I know you know DMX's song, which is Party Up. If you ever really paid attention to that, that's a diss song. That's probably one of the biggest diss songs. And he's taking direct shots at Corrupt from the Dog Pound, which is Snoop's group from back in the day, right? On Death Row Records. Yo, from the 90s, Corrupt and Exhibit, they get together on this joint. Yeah, it's this cool ass beat. It's from 1999, Streets Is Watching album. That album was dope. Calling out names, man. He's in there, he's like, motherfuck D, motherfuck M. Only X I know is Exhibit RBX Extraordinary. Try to snatch my bitch, which was Foxy Brown. Corrupt was with Foxy Brown back in the 90s. And there was some tension between her, the Rough Riders, all that. Anyway, Corrupt's like, two bitches getting rich. Just come to the West Coast and get stripped down, beat to death, and stripped all over a bitch. Now it's 50 MCs that ain't worth shit. Get your ass kicked 50 times, beat to 10 cent. That's a diss at 50 Cent, because 50 Cent was an underground artist from New York at the time in 99. He had a song called How to Rob, where he was taking shots at pretty much everybody from the hip hop industry. But anyway, Corrupt keeps going. He's like, I love New York, but the niggas that represent y'all ain't shit New York. They acting like a bitch New York. Buckshot, Noriega, Jigga, cool. Cannabis, Wu-Tang, my niggas, cool. Def Jam, Death Squad, but fuck Ja Rule. Man, he's going off on there, yo. But anyway, if you've never heard that, that's Corrupt and Exhibit calling out names. That's number 4 on my most underrated diss songs countdown. Go ahead, hit the like before we hop into number 3. Right. Boom. So, number 3 is coming from the Blueprint Part 2. The title track, Blueprint Part 2 from my nigga Jay-Z, Jigga, yo. Alright, this is in between the Nas and Jay-Z beef era, which I think Jay-Z won. Because Ether, I don't know, Ether was tight, it was fire at the moment, but going back to it, it kind of has the same sting, but it doesn't, because some of the stuff that he says in the song probably ain't really all that true. But Jay, he comes through with the Blueprint Part 2, man. He has quite a few lines in there. One of my favorites is when he starts off, I think it's the second verse, he's like, can't y'all see these fake, the rap version of TD Jakes prophesizing on your CDs and tape. He won't break your crumb with the little bit that he makes. And this is with whom you want to place your faith. I put dollars on mine. Ask Columbine. When the Twin Towers dropped, I was the first in line. Don't even pay seeds off every ticket sold. Then this how you want to judge Hov? No? Man, he goes off, man. And then he says something about Nas's brother. He says, little brother Jungle is a garden to me. Yo, I was like, damn, when I first tripped off of that, I think I was walking from college to work. My little break in between, I was like listening to the Blueprint 2, and I was like, god damn, this nigga just dissed the fuck out of the whole little set. He also has a part where he's like, just because a nigga wear a kufi, it don't mean that he bright. It don't mean that you understand all the shit that he writes. Talking about Nas, because Nas will come off so like intellectual in his rap, but Jay-Z's kind of calling him out, like, just because he dresses a certain way doesn't mean that his songs are all that deep. He's like, just because you don't understand him doesn't mean that he's nice. Man, it just means that you don't understand the bullshit that he writes. Is it Uchi Wally Wally, or is it one mic calling out Nas' songs that contradict each other anyway, man? That's Jay-Z's Blueprint Part 2. If you don't know that, go slap yourself and listen to it right after. Yo, we're gonna hop into number 2. Number 2 is Young Jeezy, Stay Strapped. Yo, this one is from 2006. It was on the mixtape. Yo, my man, he had a beef with one of the worst rappers I've ever heard in my life. He sounds like a fucking... Oh my God, I hate Gucci Mane. So I was pretty happy to hear this back in the day, even though I didn't like Young Jeezy back in the day. He had this Gucci Mane. He had the song Stay Strapped, and it's over the ASAP, TIB. And he disses him. He's like, first he says, he has a part where he says, it looks like you got your jewelry out the middle of the mall. You know how Jeezy do when he like draws out his voice? That shit is tight, man. But anyway, yo, that's one of my jams right there. We're about to hop into number 1. And we getting it in. This is the end of the list, yo. I'm talking about the most underrated diss song. You know some of your favorite underrated diss songs that you don't think anybody knows, or the ones that you think people really don't give that much credit to. Anyway, we're gonna hop into it, y'all. This one comes from 2018. This one is versus Machine Gun Kelly, yo. And it's your boy Eminem, man. He fires off with the song called Not Alike. It's produced by Tay Keith, and he tells right off the bat, he goes into this insane flow before the beat switches. But he tells, it has so many double entendres and double meanings in there. But he says to MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, he tells him, the next time you don't have to use Tech 9 because Machine Gun Kelly used the song he made with Tech 9 to diss Eminem because Eminem had told him not to be liking his daughter's pictures or something on social media. And then MGK dissed him. And then it went to the records, and then Eminem made the nigga fucking switch genres after this fucking verse. He tells him, if you want to come at me with a submachine gun, Kelly, oh my God, that's like a double meaning, submachine gun, Kelly, Tech 9. Oh God. Anyway, subliminal. And he says, I'm talking to you, but you already know who the fuck you are, Kelly. R. Kelly, calling Machine Gun Kelly R. Kelly, because he was saying things about Eminem's underage daughter at the time. Then he says, I don't use sublims. I'm sure not to sneak this. Man, he fucking goes off. He's like, but if you keep commenting on my daughter Haley, I'm gonna tell these motherfuckers just in case you forgot really about how he dissed Ja and how he could get fucking crazy, man, and shady, all this shit, man. He goes off into this fucking triple time flow with triple meanings and in a rhyme. Anyway, yo, that's Not Alike by Eminem and Royce the 5'9", produced by Tay Keith. That's number one on my most underrated hip hop disses. Go ahead and let me know how you feel about that. It's your man Anggeon, and I appreciate you sticking with me. Let me know how you feel about the video. I'm glad to be back. Happy New Year again, and stay tuned. Keep it locked. I got a brand new song with my man Smeb coming out of Canada, and my dude Almost 16. This joint is called Qualia. Yo, February 27th, we're dropping. Keep it locked. It's your man Anggeon, us the folks. I see ya. Peace.